Complex has put out their 10 most influential women in sports. And Angel Reese is not going to like this.
Angel Reese wants us to think that there is more than one player in women's basketball. However, the Chicago Sky just delivered the harsh reality to her. Thanks to Caitlin Clark, they did more than simply relocate a game. They upgraded to the storied United Center for the first ever WNBA games played there. This gesture shouts precisely what you've been denying, Angel, so you want to turn away. There will be twice as many people, twice as much excitement, and Caitlin Clark craze will be in full force. She is the focal point, whether you like it or not. Everyone is making money, including your own team. Consider this. Venues were half empty prior to Caitlin Clark joining the league. To be honest, it wasn't exactly primetime watching, and the vibe was flat. When Caitlin shows up, every game is immediately filled. Ratings are skyrocketing and ticket sales are skyrocketing. Teams are vying for the opportunity to host her games, not only to upgrade venues. Chicago is now after the Caitlin Clark magic, as are Atlanta and Washington. Reality hit hard, so grab some popcorn, Angel Reese, and all the naysayers. The Chicago Sky made a strong statement in addition to their financial decision. In addition to becoming the WNBA's future, Caitlin Clark is now revolutionizing the league as a superstar. Stay tuned as we explore how Caitlin Clark hushed the critics and made women's basketball a show that is not to be missed. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel before we get started. You'll always receive the most recent WNBA news and professional opinions if you join our team. Let's take a moment to establish the scene. The WNBA was doing well before Caitlin Clark showed around. Let's face it, let's not pretend though that it was making headlines. An average of 6,600 people attended each game. Rarely were arenas packed, and to be completely honest, some games felt more like intimate get-togethers than important athletic occasions. Individuals arrived informally drinking coffee, looking at their phones, checking the time, and worrying if they had left the stove on at home. It was certainly not electric. Although hardly igniting the sports world, the enthusiasm was passable. Then suddenly, Caitlin Clark appears. The league suddenly erupted in enthusiasm rather than merely waking up. Stadiums began to fill up more quickly than a free donut sale. Like Black Friday, merchandise at your favorite retailer flew off the shelves. Every time she took to the court, social media melted. She was the buzz of the sports networks. Just to see her perform, fans went across the nation. Indeed, even your grandmother, who hasn't watched sports since the days of color television, is now well aware of Caitlin Clark's identity. Grandma doesn't even have cable, let's face it. Shall we go back to Angel Reese? In that recently widely shared interview, Angel quietly hinted at herself while assertively stating that the WNBA isn't about a single player.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years.
Look, we respect and celebrate confidence. And to be honest, sports wouldn't be the same without it. But please, Angel, let's take a brief break and face reality. It's not exactly subtle when Chicago physically increases the size of their venue only for games against Caitlin Clark. In Times Square, it's like turning on a neon sign that reads, "Caitlin Clark is the show." Let's really consider this together, Angel. Imagine having such faith in your own star power, but then witnessing the management of your own team publicly and without a word stating who the true draw is. Wouldn't the Sky also upgrade for your matches if they truly believed what you said? Crickets, no. Rather, they only go all out for Caitlin Clark, which makes it painfully obvious who the true crowds are waiting to see.
Caitlin Clark's basketball skill and NCAA tournament takeover has made her one of the highest profile athletes in college sports. Clark will sign a lot of autographs during the rest of her career.
Although it's difficult to accept, admitting truth has never caused harm to anyone. Ask your ticket sales, please. Let's now discuss the facts. Caitlin Clark's debut in the WNBA was not simply significant, it was revolutionary. Imagine that prior to Caitlin, WNBA games hardly ever made news or sparked outrage on social media. Attendance, however, not only increased but also soared when Caitlin on the floor with the Indiana Fever. Do you recall that thrilling first game versus the Liberty? Gainbridge Fieldhouse was filled with almost 17,000 yelling fans, transforming a regular season game into an event often reserved for the NBA Finals. It was crazy, people, completely insane. Let's be clear, though, this was not a one-time event or a random act of luck. The excitement is unmistakable each and every time Caitlin touches the court. For the opportunity to watch her make seemingly impossible shots from almost half court and hit them with ease, fans travel hundreds or even thousands of kilometers. She's doing a performance that her admirers won't soon forget, in addition to playing basketball. Still doubtful? All right, let's discuss teams that are not from Indiana. For Caitlin Clark's visit, the Atlanta Dream shifted its games to State Farm Arena, home of the NBA's Hawks. Just because Caitlin was on the visiting side, the Washington Mystics upgraded to Capital One Arena, home of the Wizards. I don't know anything shouts star power more than that.
And for the first time in history, WNBA games will be played in the United Center. The Chicago Sky will host the Indiana Fever at the UC.
However, let's return to Angel Reese and her horde of detractors. Those obstinate individuals committed to rejecting truth who maintain that Caitlin isn't the focal point of the WNBA world. Let's talk heart to heart for a minute. Angel, why is your own team, the Chicago Sky, physically changing their schedule, tripling their seats, and putting on a lavish show only for Caitlin's games if she wasn't the major attraction? Despite your audacious claims, they didn't make these significant changes for you or anybody else in the league. It's similar like planning a party and thinking it's all about you, only to discover that everyone is there because Bianca chose to stop by. Quite humiliating, isn't it? To be honest, the denial is starting to get funny. Caitlin Clark is the superstar that people want to see, and your team isn't just hinting at it. They're literally shouting it from the rooftops.
The Indiana Fever select Caitlin.
Angel, it's merely an unpleasant quiet being prolonged by pretending differently. How much more proof is required before the haters give up and acknowledge the apparent truth then? The problem with haters, people, is that they love denial as much as they love their morning coffee. Angel and other skeptics may more easily put their heads in the sand. Recognizing Caitlin's influence would require them to confront the unsettling fact that a rookie who hasn't yet finished her second season is taking center stage. Imagine putting in all of your hard work and preparation for your job, and then this new kid comes along and takes over the show faster than free pizza at a party in a college dorm. However, let's be honest, neither ticket sales nor figures are deceptive. Arenas wouldn't be filling up to accommodate Caitlin Clark's fans if she weren't such a huge draw. The numbers are yelling from the rooftops, not muttering. Haters are looking blankly at empty seats and unsold tickets while fans, who vote with their feet and their dollars, rush directly for Caitlin Clark games. You've come this far. Whoa, that must indicate that you're having a great time watching the film. So why not press that follow button for a moment? It's really easy to use, completely free, and helps us continue to provide you with more amazing content, especially if you're a WNBA fan. We can provide you with player spotlights, game highlights, or behind-the-scenes footage. Additionally, you won't miss a beat when it comes to your favorite players and teams if you follow. Now go ahead and touch that follow. Okay, let's get back into it. The Chicago Sky made a brilliant financial move by moving the Fever games to the United Center. Rather of pouting like Angel Reese and the detractors, they have accepted Caitlin's celebrity power. The Sky made money off of the attention. A wise business decision, isn't it? What if Angel Reese genuinely took use of this fantastic chance, let go of her pettiness, and stopped holding on to her pride as tightly as your younger brother does the remote control? Imagine Angel on the floor in front of 20,000 yelling fans at the United Center and putting all of her energy into giving a performance that will never be forgotten. Imagine a sensational 20-point, 20-rebound performance that would have fans talking for weeks. She could be stealing the show, sharing headlines, and at last giving credence to those audacious assertions. However, she is actually out here behaving sour, avoiding attention like it's a dentist's visit, and allowing Caitlin Clark to steal the show without even trying. Caitlin is just doing what she does, which is inherently brighter than Times Square at midnight. She isn't dominating anything. The true problem here The critics, particularly Angel Reese, obstinately refuse to take center stage while providing the spotlight. Instead of taking advantage of the situation and making an impact on the court, they are too preoccupied with pouting and making fun of others. The ball is truly in your court, Angel. Why don't you also turn up and prove that you're worthy of the hype? Caitlin Clark's star power has been acknowledged by some of the greatest basketball stars in history. One of the greatest WNBA players of all time, Lisa Leslie, didn't only compliment Caitlin, she termed her a game changer and a player who is changing the league as we know it. You can tell the excitement is genuine when someone like Lisa Leslie, who essentially authored the manual on brilliance, Angel Reese and everyone else should be grateful to Caitlin for helping to guarantee future salaries. The fact is straightforward. Caitlin Clark is the face of a new age, not merely a superstar. Haters either join the celebration or continue to complain. In any case, the celebration is taking place. Chicago, the most recent indication that Caitlin's tsunami isn't slowing down. Rather, it's expanding into larger venues, greater agreements, and more excitement is Sky's shift to the United Center.
Fans filed in from the rain, whether they were season ticket holders.
They're fun to watch. You'll have a good time if you come and watch.
That concludes today's analysis of how Caitlin Clark dominated the WNBA and how Angel Reese and her detractors received a sobering reality check. Please press the like button immediately if you'd like this in-depth look. It really benefits our channel and is the greatest way to let us know that you would want to see more material like this. If you're following Caitlin's lead, don't be bashful and post a basketball emoji in the comments section below. Additionally, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. You won't miss any of our most recent videos, which include player spotlights, highlights, and all the most exciting basketball drama. It just takes 2 seconds and is totally free. Everything you need to know about your favorite teams and celebrities will be covered in our upcoming ton of additional material. Once again, we appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you in the next video. We'll see you in court if you keep it locked here. Goodbye, and I'll see you at United.